My name is Gerald. I'm 71 years old. I'm recording this because I don't know how much time I have left to say it. Not because I'm sick. I'm fine physically. But time moves differently now. Faster. And I've realized that some things don't wait for you to be ready. This is about a letter. A letter I received 40 years ago and never opened. It's still here, in the top drawer of my desk. Same envelope, same handwriting, same weight in my hand when I pick it up, which I do sometimes, even now. I know that sounds strange. Most people would say, just open it. And maybe they're right. Maybe I should have opened it the day it arrived, but I didn't. And now, 40 years later, I'm not sure I ever will. But I need to tell someone why. The letter came in the summer of 1985. I was 31, married to Linda for 6 years. We had a daughter, Emma, who was 4. We lived in a small house in Ohio, the kind of place where you know your neighbors and nothing much changes. I was working as an accountant, long hours, steady pay. Linda stayed home with Emma. Life was fine. Not perfect, but fine. And then, one Saturday morning, the mail came, and there it was, a cream-colored envelope, my name and address written in handwriting I recognized immediately. Catherine. My hands started shaking before I realized why. Catherine and I had been together in college. Not just together. We were everything to each other, or at least I thought we were. We met freshman year. She was studying literature. I was in business. We used to sit in the library until they kicked us out. We'd talk about everything. Books she was reading, ideas I didn't understand but wanted to, the future. She made me feel like I was more than I was. We dated for 3 years. And then, in our senior year, I broke up with her. I don't remember the exact reason anymore. I've tried. But I think it was fear. Fear that I wasn't enough. Fear that she would wake up one day and realize she'd chosen the wrong person. Fear that I couldn't give her the life she deserved. So I left first. I told her it wasn't working, that we wanted different things, that it was better this way. She didn't fight me. She just looked at me for a long time, and then she nodded, and that was it. I didn't see her again after graduation. I heard things over the years, through mutual friends. She moved to Boston, she was teaching, she got married. I got married too, to Linda. We met at work. She was kind, steady, safe. I told myself I'd made the right choice, and for a while I believed it. But that morning in 1985, when I saw her handwriting on that envelope, everything came back. The way she used to tuck her hair behind her ear when she was reading. The way she laughed at things I said that weren't even funny. The way she looked at me, like I mattered. I stood there in the kitchen, holding the envelope, and I felt like I was drowning. Linda was upstairs with Emma. I could hear them laughing, and I thought, I can't open this. Not because I didn't want to know what it said, but because I was afraid of what it might do to me. So I put it in my desk drawer, and I told myself I'd open it later. Later never came. Days passed, then weeks, then months. The letter stayed in the drawer. I'd see it sometimes when I was looking for something else, and every time I'd feel that same pull, that same fear. What if she's reaching out? What if she regrets how things ended? What if she still... But I never finished that thought, because finishing it meant facing something I wasn't ready to face. Linda never asked about it. I don't think she ever saw it, and I never told her. Life moved on. Emma started school, I got promoted at work, Linda and I settled into a rhythm. We were good at being married, good at the routine. But there were moments when I'd be sitting at dinner and Linda would say something and I'd realize I wasn't really listening. Moments when I'd wake up in the middle of the night and feel like I was in the wrong place. Moments when I'd wonder what Catherine's life looked like now, if she was happy, if she ever thought about me. I told myself it didn't matter, that the past was the past, that I'd made my choice and I had to live with it. And I did. For 40 years I lived with it. Emma grew up. She went to college, got married, had kids of her own. Linda and I became grandparents. We traveled a little, retired, spent more time together. She was a good wife, a good mother, a good person, and I loved her. I did. But there was always something missing. Not something I could name, not something I even understood, really. Just an absence, a space where something should have been. Linda died 3 years ago. Pancreatic cancer. It was fast. 6 months from diagnosis to the end. I was with her the whole time. I held her hand. I told her I loved her. I meant it. And when she was gone, I felt lost. Not just because I missed her, but because I realized I'd spent 50 years with someone, and there were parts of me she never knew. Parts I'd kept locked away, because of fear, because of that letter. After Linda's funeral, I went home, and I opened the desk drawer. The letter was still there, 40 years old. The envelope had yellowed a little, the ink had faded slightly, but it was still sealed. I held it for a long time that night. I thought about opening it. I thought about finally knowing, but I couldn't, because by then I'd realized something. The letter wasn't the point. It never had been. The point was that I'd been so afraid of what might be inside that I spent 40 years avoiding it, avoiding the question, avoiding the possibility, avoiding myself. I don't know what Catherine wanted to tell me. Maybe it was important. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe she was reaching out. Maybe she was just saying goodbye. Maybe she wanted to tell me she'd moved on, or that she hadn't. I'll never know. But what I do know now is this. The letter I never opened became the center of my life in ways I didn't even realize. Every decision I made after that summer carried the weight of it. The way I loved Linda, the way I showed up as a father, the way I moved through the world, all of it was shaped by what I was avoiding, by the fear that if I looked too closely at my own life, I'd see that I'd made the wrong choice, that I'd let go of something I shouldn't have. And maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. I'll never know that either. But what I've realized sitting here now is that the not knowing wasn't the problem. The problem was that I let the fear of knowing stop me from being fully present in my own life. I think about Linda sometimes, how she deserved someone who wasn't carrying a ghost, how she deserved all of me, not just the parts I was willing to give. And I wonder if she knew, if she felt it, that absence. I think about Emma, how I was there, but not really there, how I went through the motions of being a father, but always with one foot somewhere else, how I taught her, without meaning to, that it's okay to live half a life. I think about Catherine, wherever she is now. I hope she's happy. I hope she found what she was looking for. I hope she doesn't think about me anymore. But mostly, I think about time, how it doesn't stop, how it doesn't wait for you to be ready, how it just keeps moving, and one day you wake up and realize that 40 years have passed, and you're still holding the same envelope, and it's too late to do anything about it. I don't know why I'm telling you this. Maybe because I need to say it out loud. Maybe because I hope someone out there will hear it and do something different. Not with a letter, but with whatever they're avoiding, whatever they're too afraid to look at.
Because here's what I've learned. The things we don't face don't go away. They just become part of us. They shape us, they limit us, and eventually they define us. I'm 71 years old. The letter is still in my desk drawer. I probably won't ever open it, not because I don't want to know, but because I think in some way I already do. I know that I was afraid. I know that I let that fear make my choices for me. I know that I spent a lifetime running from something I should have faced, and I know that I can't get that time back. But maybe that's okay. Maybe the point isn't to go back. Maybe the point is just to understand, to see clearly, even if it's too late to change anything, to say it out loud, even if no one's listening. So that's what I'm doing. I'm saying it. I kept a letter unread for 40 years, and it cost me more than I knew. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you. I don't have advice for you. I don't have answers. But if there's something in your life you've been avoiding, something you're afraid to look at, maybe just sit with that for a moment. You don't have to open the letter, but maybe ask yourself why you're keeping it sealed.